This episode of Off the Records with B-Money and the Ocon Man is brought to you by DistroKid. DistroKid connects directly to TikTok with exclusive access to your TikTok artist account.
And what's new at DistroKid, you ask? Well, you can do unlimited instant mastering, distribute your music videos, and the newest greatest thing, Bandzoogle,
where you can build your band's website and store in minutes. And they have an app where you can post new songs and get paid.
And Off the Records listeners get 30% off at distrokid.com/VIP/tour stories. TOURSTORIES.
DistroKid. Get your music out there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you'll never believe what time it is.
What time is it?
It's time for... No, I don't want to do that.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Another episode of Off the Records with B-Money and the Ocon Man. Ow!
Ow! Yeah! Yeah, baby! I'm going to add that in to the intro.
Oh, yeah. Do it, yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, baby. Ow!
How you doing, Sean?
You know, I'm great. How are you doing, Brendan?
You know, I'm doing okay. I went for a walk before the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
so-
Where'd you go? How many miles? How many minutes?
Walked for like an hour.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. You look great.
Thanks, man. Well, got the blood pumping and everything. Should we start over?
No. Our guest this
I
week.
was in an Austin Powers movie.
This is our first. Is this our first return guest?
Yeah.
Ladies
No
and
one
gentlemen.
wants to.
He's joining the Two Timers Club.
The first Two Timers Club. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back,
Austin Powers' friend himself.
Fred Stoller.
Wow. There's not a lot of podcasts I leave my place for. It should all be Zoom now, but for you, I'll come over.
Yeah, we don't do Zoom.
It's hard, you know, because of the records. I think the delay. We should try a Zoom one. It would probably just be like a very frustrating train wreck.
As opposed to this.
Yeah.
This is perfected.
What Austin Powers were you in?
I don't want to brag.
No, you're bragging.
Let's go for it, man.
This is called pathetic bragging. Could I invent a new thing? I like
How's
that.
pathetic bragging saying that you're in one of the most popular comedy movie
Because
franchises?
it was one line, but this is
I've
how
never had any lines in a...
This is how pathetic I am. I was excited a few weeks ago that the SAG Awards, they're called something different now.
The actors. They call
So-
the SAG
so
Awards. They
people-
really do.
People were texting me going, you were in a montage. They were doing a bit about doctors, and they showed something from 20 years ago, maybe more, a clip I was in Scrubs, but they were showing the Scrubs guy in a montage of doctors. So the fact I was excited that I was in a montage. See, that's a good thing of never making it really big. You get excited over pathetic things.
And honestly, getting into a montage of all the famous doctors.
Well, I wasn't a doctor. I was a patient.
Of course. I
in
mean,
the
listen.
background. But I got four things.
I just assumed.
Right, yes. I got 4 or 5. So it was to me, the good thing about never making it big is that you get excited over any pathetic thing. Like I was mentioned, like, you were Dennis Miller mentioned you on. All right, that didn't excite me. Fly in the Wall podcast. But when I was doing stand up a long time ago, I remember thinking I wouldn't want to be, well, you know, even Dice Clay. Not that I was anything like him. I was a little bit, but
a little, yeah.
Or Bobcat, because they would go, "What happened to them?" They, you know, I mean, people like Penn Jillette or. Used to say he wants to be, and he did a thing where no one goes, what happened? Well, he's always, you know, residents, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's in Marty Supreme.
He is in Marty Supreme.
Right. So
I was
they're doing
actually
good.
in the SAG Awards in memoriam thing, but it was just for people who had some promise and never
But
went anywhere.
so what was I saying? What was I saying?
The
Austin
question was about you were in Austin
Okay.
Powers.
You were in Austin Powers,
Well,
yeah.
I've been. I don't want to brag. But this is my new thing: pathetic bragging. And I got to be a grifter and come up with something. That guy died who invented humble brag. Do you know? Who
Yeah,
that
Harris
was?
Whittles.
yeah.
Yeah, he's my friend.
I want to invent pathetic brag.
Okay.
I've been in a montage of Austin Powers 3.
Oh, you're a gold member?
Yes.
Okay.
Where someone says, I go melons, and there's like a thing.
Yeah, they do a lot of visual gags.
Right.
Where
Where
they
double
go,
entendre.
hey,
I've seen it
how
a
much
bunch.
are these melons? And then you see breasts.
So what was so you're in a montage for Scrubs. Why were they showing a montage of Scrubs in the...
I think it was just doctors. Like,
There
here's
was
all the doctors.
like I guess because the pit is big, a bit called Doctors with Patience. So I think the bit was showing all these words, which is whenever I used to audition, when you would have to do like not that I ever got to be an NCIS guy, or whenever you have to do like a lab guy. So the bit was them all saying all these different doctors, from George Clooney on ER to whatever, saying complicated things. So I'm back there when Donald Faison and
Zach Braff.
we're just talking about, he has ulcerated laryngitis or Maheshi or whatever. And I'm going, yeah, I didn't do anything. It's just my face between them.
Well, it's never too late for you to be on NCIS. You
Yeah,
could be
you
like some weird... you could play like a Crystalia guy. A famous comic who lures teenagers into his hotel room.
I'm surprised they haven't done that.
They probably have.
They probably have. I feel like
They got to do something.
All those shows are like ripped from the
I'm
headlines.
sure Law and Order has done something about someone who's been Me Too'd and something like they try to keep it sort of relevant.
Yeah.
Like they'll have their version, like you said, of Crystalia or someone.
Yeah, baby.
I love the rip from the headlines thing. It's so great.
You know who was in one of those? I just saw this, my accent. What's that guy's name? Nice guy. He used to be in all the Dennis Leary shows.
Adam Ferrera?
Yes.
Yeah.
He played like an Alan King kind of guy who threw his kid out the window, something ridiculous.
So what was it like on the set of Austin Powers?
Well, basically, I auditioned. I don't remember what I auditioned for. Something I didn't get, and so then there was a montage where, they did all the second unit things. Jay Roach didn't even. I auditioned for Jay Roach, but he didn't direct these. There was the guy. I think his name is Greg Grunberg. Nice guy.
like J.J. Abrams' friend, Greg
Yes,
Grunberg?
how do you know that? That's
Sean knows everything.
I know everything.
Yes.
He's so plugged in.
He was in a thing where they went Titans, and one guy, where their face was painted as football guys on their chest.
Oh, yeah.
And come on in, and, instead of saying tits. And he was hanging out there, and Deborah Wilson from Mad TV was in a bit. But then James Gandolfini was supposed to be in it, but he didn't show up. So it was like these. So we were just the people doing the melons bit. Were all,
So you weren't. This was a second unit thing. You weren't in.
just the second unit. He ended up being Vince Gilligan. No, I'm just kidding. That would have been a cool story.
But you shouldn't diminish this
No.
because you are Austin Powers, one of the most popular comedy franchises in history, and you're in Dumb and Dumber. Granted,
but
it's
they're-
not like you were starring in them, but it's so. But I mean, it's such
That's my job to diminish everything.
such feathers in a cap.
Oh no,
of,
something I
where-
realize. So basically,
And Everybody Loves Raymond was one of the most popular
Yeah,
shows. You were on that.
Seinfeld.
Like,
You were on everything.
You
I
act
wasn't-
like you were like doing community theater for the past.
this is a bit I try doing where people will say something. I did this stupid thing, and you think you hate yourself, and you think you're the most pathetic loser. I didn't say that.
Listen, everyone diminishes what they do, and there's so many jobs I've made fun of that I've done, and but we should all be more like Brendan, who's so proud he played Supergirl's dad in a porno.
No. Actually, the real truth is,
So that's your Shaquille O'Neal now. That's come up on the last 3 episodes.
but the truth is that, if I was like a depressed, shy guy with no skills in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn, didn't know what I was going to do in the world. If you told me it would have been this, I would have been, my God. But once you get into that world, you're in the world of comparisons, trying to stay relevant, trying to keep it going. And I lose sight that, wow, my God, I couldn't believe
You get
these
tunnel
things happen.
vision.
You get into this, why is this guy? How come I never was on a series? But now that I kind of moved out of L.A. and got out of the hamster wheel of L.A., then I had to get out of the hamster wheel of my head. Once you leave it, you could step back, go, oh, that was... But once you're in it, why didn't they bring me back? You know what I mean? So that's my philosophical stuff.
Compare and despair.
Yes.
That's what it's all about in this town.
Oh, baby, you should fucking
But you
trademark
get in- you
that.
get
That should be our shirt.
You get into that world. But when I was a kid...
And the difference between the Shaquille O'Neal thing and the Supergirl's dad thing is that's the pinnacle of my career. Shaquille O'Neal to you that's just something you did.
That's something I
you don't even
spit
care.
on
You wipe
it.
your ass.
I
with
wipe
that.
my ass.
You write that on your resume and then wipe your ass with it and write a new one.
When I
But
was a
it's
kid...
not the pinnacle of your career.
It is, unfortunately.
It is not.
I would read
I mean,
TV
more
gu-
people have beat off to that than beat off to Shaquille O'Neal. I assure you.
What'd you do with Shaquille O'Neal?
I wrote on his Tosh.0 ripoff show.
Why?
Why?
No, what? I never heard of this.
Oh, it was it was on True TV, and it was like basically you would show funny videos, and like Shaq's mouth is like too large to deliver full sentences, so you just have to be like, "That's crazy."
All right, Sean, we got to start the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Off the Records.
God damn it, you
Me, Money, and Yo Con Man. I didn't do anything.
you fucking trapped me.
Well, Fred, we're super excited to have you back. The first two-timer.
Yeah, the first two-timer.
Two-time meaning I cheated on you. You get it?
Yeah.
I did this other one where they play comedy 45s. Actually,
That's not a bad idea.
Actually, there is
In and out
one-
in 15 minutes.
Okay, I'm an old guy, but there was a thing called not Benny Goodman, Benny something, where it's the energy crisis, and they would play clips of songs, these LPs, Denny Goodman, not something, I forgot what it's called, where it's like they play, actually Albert Brooks did a parody of it, where he couldn't afford the rights, but they were comedy 45s. Like, hey,
It's not that
we have
Mark,
an
the piano guy, the PBS piano guy,
Oh, yeah,
Mark.
Mark, fuck, right.
I promised I wouldn't interrupt to talk about Norm, but I thought of one bit Norm would have done.
That's fine.
you know,
Norm, one of the greatest stand-up comedians
You
ever.
know,
It's
so I'm watching this. This is my bad impression.
Mark Russell.
Mark Russell,
No,
yeah.
it wasn't him. It was Dickie Goodman was the guy's
Oh,
name.
okay.
Look up Dickie Goodman.
Fun name, good name.
Dickie Goodman. He did like 45
That's what my wife says after I have
comedy
sex
where
with
he
her.
would take a thing like
Dickie Goodman.
we saw Jaws. Jaws is popular, boom, and then he played like a little song.
I think I have. Is it Mr. Jaws? Is that the?
He's
there's
the
an
king
album?
of the novelty, Dickie Goodman.
Yes. Oh, I'd come back for that one. And he'd play he'd do like little excerpts of a song. Here comes Jaws. I'm reliving in two worlds. Like that's not a good example, but
I have one of his albums.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
So
Mr.
he had
Jaws.
45 comedy 45s.
Yeah, he is best known for inventing and using the technique of the break-in and early precursor to sampling. The original Diddy?
He was shot in a fight with another parody guy.
No.
No.
I made that up.
He did die from a gunshot wound.
He
though.
did?
He killed himself. Yeah.
Oh,
Get out
boy.
of here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That I thought you actually knew that he died.
I was just saying something when you said Diddy, meaning like rival gangs. Or
Yeah, no, I get it now.
Yeah.
But you're so convincing because you
That-
have these
that I
acting
re-
chops that
I made it happen.
You
with
made
him.
it happen in 1989 when he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in North Carolina.
That's just
Well, don't end
that's-
up there.
Well, you know what? Some of us are on the fast track to that.
Oh, come on. Stop saying that every episode.
I just want to say, okay, this is
I
my
think they didn't call me back for
this,
Supergirl,
This is
too.
my last interruption for 3 minutes, but I used to do this thing on dates where I'm not saying you're doing this. The girl would talk so much.
Well, he is trying to fuck you.
There's that. But
Been trying to get in
where
your
I would
pants.
play this game where I'd start a story and on purpose not continue and see if they go, well, what happened with the flute? You know, and they never. So I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's more of an indictment on you.
Yeah. Women famously hate games.
100% of the time, women would lose interest in what I was saying,
Yes.
and I would test
now
them
that
on
I
it.
realize it, they were following it, but they didn't. They weren't paying attention.
They didn't
Right.
want to encourage you. They were like, just be quiet and eat your salad.
And maybe he'll forget what he's talking about.
What are you doing? Are you doing anything now? I know your voice is always popping up in shows.
You
and-
left L.A.?
Yes,
You moved to Glendale.
but still, it's like me pretending.
But he wasn't.
it's-
You were like right. You were at the Grove. Like you lived right next to the
Oh
Grove.
my God!
and
I
you
went to
were-
the Apple store and I go, how did I live in this area 33 years? It's insane. You know, growing up in Brooklyn, then living in Manhattan, it took me 2 decades to realize it's a city, but I thought it was compared to Manhattan and Brooklyn. This was like, ooh, spread out. But my God, once you leave it, how do you go back? I'm just, again, I'm trying to,
You moved to a quieter. Like you have a nice. I've been to Fred's house. I don't mean to brag. He's got a guest room. I might be staying in at some point.
next fight.
That's where you're going to kill yourself.
That's I don't want to get my
Not
house
North Carolina.
No.
because I'm going to do it in a real messy way.
Oh.
I'm just trying to. I got tired of trying to do algorithms. All right. I had this streaming thing, and I was, with my friend Cody who illustrates, and I would try to get guests. And I quit when Andy Kindler wouldn't return my text. I go, all right, if I met a guy who can't get Andy Kindler to return the text, it's not meant to happen, Fred. So I stopped. Seriously, like, screw this.
This is so you're not doing the drawing thing with
Well,
Cody anymore?
when Cody wants to, but I was trying for a while to I'd get a guest and like a schmuck read their book and pretend and I go, what am I doing? So you can't dabble, but Cody likes to do it here and there. But I'm not gonna try to get guests. Like once I got ghosted by Andy Kindler, I said,
should we get Andy on the phone?
We should. Well, coincidentally, Andy Kindler pulled like one of the best pranks ever on me. We were talking about the Mets backstage at Comedy Death Roy one time, and then he's like, take my phone number. We should like text during games. And then I was just never like confident enough to text Andy. And then someone asked me if I had Andy Kindler's phone number for like a show, and I'm like, yeah, and I gave it to him. And he gave me Eddie Pepitone's number.
Oh, that's hilarious.
maybe it was Eddie Pepitone ghosting me.
What other movies have you done?
A Little Man.
Oh, that's
well.
great.
That movie has like rape jokes in it. It's just, as I say, they couldn't do it today.
That's when like a Wayans brother plays a baby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the
They're doing like the old like Looney Tunes thing of like, like there's like the
Cigar smoking.
the
little
he
cigar-
was he's a dwarf pretending to be a baby, and he sneaks in the bed with Lisa Washington. What's her name? I'm like my mother. I can't think of names. Kerry Washington.
Oh, okay.
And Lisa
God,
too.
wow, that's so crazy that Kerry Washington is like, like just this well-respected actress.
And so there's a scene where
She's in Little Man. having-
He's a little man.
He
and
sneaks
it's
into
like-
the bed and has sex, and in the morning goes to Damon Wayans or no,
Sean?
Sean. It goes,
Yeah.
you were unbelievable last night. Oh, really? And then he comes out and winks like because it was
Right, it was
the
him.
the dwarf that put his thing in her and raped her,
that's
as
not-
Norm would say.
yeah,
He raped her. Yeah, he ass raped her.
I mean, that,
And,
yeah, that's just straight up rape.
when I was on Norm's podcast, he goes, "Yeah, they thought I was this guy. I wasn't. They pitch ideas. You ass rape her." The writers. All right, you ass rape. I mean,
Well, listen.
Can't
We
use any of
miss
this
him.
now.
Yeah, Brendan's real quick on the edit.
No, I'll keep it in.
no, I'm just saying that was a Normism.
Yeah, hey.
How he
Yeah.
would
we'll
say
just-
those things.
And Norm's dead, so you can't cancel him.
Yeah, you can't cancel Norm.
It was some dead guy they tried canceling.
They definitely tried to cancel John Wayne,
Right.
like during like the height of the Me Too era, like where everyone was getting canceled.
Insane to me.
They found a Playboy interview he did in the
that's right.
1970s
Oh, yeah.
where he was like so racist. And they're like,
That's a good idea for a movie. The guy's dead. He comes back from the dead to clear his name because they're canceling him. It's not bad.
that was funny. I guess there was just like so much power in the idea of like ruining people.
But then wasn't there
didn't they just do that to Cesar Chavez?
They did.
And where like what they're like, we're changing all the names of the street. It's like, then if whatever's happening now, it's like it was 100 years ago.
It wasn't.
And you're just but when did he? He's been dead since when?
Like the 90s.
No,
But then there's a bunch
really?
of people that
I thought
stuff
he was,
came out and it didn't matter. Like
Yeah.
there was something with Dustin Hoffman. Do you remember? But
Oh,
then
yeah.
it had no.
Well,
meaning.
Dustin Hoffman was weird. He got canceled for just saying
But he
something
didn't get
weird.
canceled.
I mean, like, have you seen him lately?
Well, he's
I haven't.
83, yeah. He got canceled and now he's doing stand up.
Well, did you-
like at the mothership.
Dustin Hoffman.
Well,
No,
do
it's a Jeremy
do you-
Piven joke.
Do you remember like what Dustin Hoffman got like
He
in
didn't
trouble for? It was
No.
so funny.
He just
They PA like a young PA asked him how he wanted his eggs, and he told her fertilized. It was disgusting.
Oh,
And then she was like, the old guy just made a sex joke to me.
well, let's Fred. Last record we did with Fred was Jimmy J.J. Walker's Dynamite.
Which was one of your inspirations into getting
and
into
this
comedy.
guy sort of too.
Yeah, and so this guy, another inspiration, David Brenner. What can you tell us about David Brenner?
David
you know
Brenner,
him.
Yes, I did.
You
did
knew
know
him.
during the 70s. He was pretty big. Actually, I took a date to Brooklyn College. He performed in Robert Klein. Brenner sold out the balcony. Robert Klein didn't do the balcony like Brenner. He was an inspiration. Because,
Wait, they had two shows going on at once?
no, at two different times.
Oh, okay. I thought they were together.
And Robert Klein had no one in the balcony, but Brenner did. But
You mean that Brenner sold out the whole place,
Yes.
and Klein only sold
the
out the bottom
balcony
level?
was there was no
Okay.
seats in the balcony.
I'm picturing two stages.
I was picturing like Brenner's in the balcony selling it out. Clyde's down there, not sold out.
and the sound
but
guy's trying to keep the levels so they don't overlap.
When I was young, like 17, I used to like game shows. Like there was a thing, the Magnificent Marble Machine, where celebrities played a big pinball machine. Brenner was on it, like Match Game. I wanted to be like not a comic like Louis selling out Carnegie Hall, but being like Charlie Brill on these weird.
You want to be a personality.
Yes, a personality.
Yeah, we don't have that anymore, and I really feel like we should go back to having personality.
The closest to it is like Andy Dick before he lost his mind.
Yeah.
You know, someone I wanted to. My goal was to be on a sitcom and be able to come on to a talk show and not have to do a set and just sit and what happened.
Do the panel, yeah.
Just I want that. You know, I remember when I did Just for Laughs. I didn't want to do my act. I envied Mario Cantona, Mario Joyner, who was from MTV just interviewing people. He doesn't have to do a stupid act. He could just be relaxed. So I used to see people like, you remember, well, you're young, but you remember the 70s had game shows and personalities?
Yeah, your Charles Nelson Riley's
Yes.
and like
you know what? Oh yeah.
Kitty Carlisle.
Yeah, so David Brenner.
Zsa Zsa Gabor.
So what happened to me.
You hate Mario's, like you want to be Mario Cantone, you want to be Mario
Super
Joyner.
Mario.
Yeah.
There's someone who's dead, not Norm, I won't say who. They were talking about who was offensive. He goes, you know who's offensive? Mario Cantone. Because it was offensive to him, just the loudness.
Oh, he was very loud. One of the first people I ever worked with was Mario Cantone. Really nice guy.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, there's that
We all
guy.
know what that's code for.
No.
But okay, so basically, David Brenner was a guy who would come on, and I didn't maybe know what stand-up was. There were no stand-up nerds. He would come on, you know, Mike Douglas, you know, and he'd be funny, and I thought he was a personality.
Yeah.
This is how uneducated I was. As a teenager, I'd watch Sanford and Son, and it said written by. I go, what does that mean, written by? We were so unsophisticated.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a staff. I thought it's just Fred Sanford being funny. That's what
You
it
thought
was
you were
like.
just watching a real family.
I thought it was a real
How'd they get
junkyard.
cameras in this guy's junkyard?
Yes. So I love David Brenner, and so when I was 17, It was a very good year. Okay, no,
Yeah, I
Frank
get it.
Sinatra,
I get
you
it.
get it.
I get it.
I heard there's a place, the Improv, where Freddie Prinze Sr. for the young guys. There was a Freddie Prinze Sr.
He pointed at me.
and Jimmy Walker. They did their act, and they got on the Tonight Show, and they got on a sitcom. So that's how you do it. I never, you just we weren't educated. So I started studying these albums. And David Brenner, so I was 17 the first time I did my act. I thought you're supposed to wear a gold chain with your shirt open. I was a skinny guy.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I
you were
wish
like
there was a picture.
Disco Fred.
And then I listened to Richard Pryor. I thought you had to come from a bad
I
neighborhood.
thought I had to say the N-word.
Yes, I did that. So basically, I love David Brenner. Okay, cut to the chase. He had a sitcom, a show. By the way, I saw when I came to visit my sister in 76 in L.A., he had a show called Snip, a pilot that never made the air where it was supposed to be...
He was a moil?
No, he was supposed to be... what's that movie? I'm an old guy, can't think of... Shampoo. He was supposed to be Warren Beatty.
Oh, okay. I get that. He's got the feathered hair.
Right. He was...
Wow.
So, and I saw a live taping of Snip. So...
so this was like a TV series based
Pilot.
on shampoo.
Yeah, they never made it.
He's just
Wow.
a hairdresser that has sex
He
with
wa-
ladies.
Yeah, he was the sexy, he was the wisecracking Warren Beatty guy sitcom. So I loved him from that. So then I did my act on a show called Nightlife with David Brenner, and they offered me this contract, 13 weeks, to be the Chris Elliott of the show. Come in and interrupt
Nice.
him, and it was a lot of fun. But the other writers resented I wasn't writing topical jokes.
Oh, so you are also a writer there.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they hated me. Well, hey, why don't you write topical jokes, Freddie? But Brenner, the others, they were assholes. They resented I was doing bits.
Yeah, well, you're getting the extra paycheck.
You're double
But
dipping.
he laughed. Hey, funny. So the bits were like I drove my car onto the thing. Funny, what are you doing, funny? So it was a little break for me. Break in that I got.
Are these online anywhere?
Yeah. Well, if you go,
what was it called? David Brenner's.
but if you put up Fred Stoller, David Brenner,
Oh, okay.
they should come up because I put them up. That's what, well, you always know your career is going. You always know your career is ebbing, or when you're putting clips of yourself from the younger days. That's where my career is at.
What year was this?
86, I believe, or
Okay.
87.
What channel was this on?
ABC was following.
Come to play. Yeah. Nightlife is the right time. And nightlife is the only way. Talking about nightlife, baby.
From New York, it's Nightlife, starring David Brenner. Tonight's guest, television commercial director Joe Settlemeyer, featuring Freddie Stoller and the Nightlife Band. Ladies and gentlemen, David Brenner.
Wait a minute. Thank you. Let's hold up for a
Nothing
second.
from nothing leaves nothing.
This is Freddie Stoller, the comedian. What are you doing here, man? Where's Billy Preston? What's going on, guys?
No. I'm not the comedian. I remember I quit, and I want to try other things.
Yeah, I remember you said that on a show. You want to go into new parts of life and everything.
And
What do
I
you do?
thought this would be good to, like, lead the band. I saw Billy doing it, and I said, that looks like fun. And I said, could I do it? And he said, yes. I did good.
Can you play?
No.
And he'd come, how you doing, Faye? That's my David Brenner impression. Faye, what do you do? The joke was I quit showbiz, so I was interrupting, like being a tour guide, interrupting them. Faye, what are you doing, Faye? And one guy is there who, all right, how do we not bring Norm up? He was a writer who's kind of a negative and trying to bring me down in his misery. So then he ended up being Norm's main writer, and he would like try to get me to keep still fighting with him 30 years later.
Wait, who?
Ross.
Oh, Ross Abrash.
He
He worked on Nightlife?
Yes, so that's where I knew him. Freddie, we're doomed. Oh, we're never going to work. Oh, they're going to fire us, Freddie. And I couldn't stand him, and Norm would say, yeah, and he's an idiot, and then he'd be writing for Norm, you know.
Wait a second. Did you work with John Swartzwelder?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes.
That guy's my hero.
Wow. Yeah, he once he's this guy who was kind of like a weird mountain man, like and wrote things on. There was a candy Snapples, or I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
And people noticed these funny comments he's writing on a candy thing. If this makes any sense.
This is actually your breaking news, because John Swartzwelder is like the greatest mystery to a bunch of comedy nerd weirdos.
He wrote funny things on packaging. I don't understand it. Sent it in, and then sorry.
Yeah, no, he famously he was like an ad guy. Started working, doing like late night things,
but he looks like a weird mountain man, like John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah,
or something.
he's very bizarre looking. Does not make public appearances. Didn't even go into the Simpsons writers' room. Just he liked writing at a diner, and then so he bought the diner booth and put it in his house, and that's where he wrote. And he wrote like 63 episodes of Simpsons. He's incredible.
That's how I know his name. Okay.
And then he also wrote these books about this private detective whose main skill is getting punched in the stomach. And I would recommend The Time Machine Did It. It's like one of the funniest books ever made. Okay. But he's so great, and you rarely see his name anywhere else besides. I
forgot where Ross actually knew about him, and he once the one thing he said that stuck with me is, we were pitching like questions from the audience with plants, and someone says, "Do the writers ever come up with anything that they don't use?" The show doesn't use.
I've always been a fan of your stand-up. You're a unique, funny guy. I think you've achieved your dreams of being a character in comedy stuff. Shouldn't be so down on yourself.
No, I'm not.
But you picked the record. Excuse me, are you reading that paper?
So this whole thing is going to be cut down to 12 minutes, I'm sure.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, because we only cut out things in episodes where we're like, well, we really shouldn't keep that in.
Yeah.
Like, we had one person recently say that their friend fucked Tom Cruise in the 90s, and we did not want to keep that
now,
in.
can we keep that in?
Yeah, because we cut it out.
Oh,
we don't know who it is. We don't.
Okay.
And they just fucked Tom Cruise. We're not saying what gender they are.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Okay. Or how many of them there were, or if there were any gerbils involved.
Yeah, what fit inside of him.
But I'm excited to hear this, because I remember David Brenner existing. I think I was a little young. I think his comedy, from what I remember,
observational.
What I always liked about the only reason why I know him is he kind of was the only celebrity that looked like a Sardi's picture. Oh. Like he had a look that looked like it was like a drawing.
Yeah.
Fuddy, what are you doing, Fuddy?
Well, let's get into it. We'll start with side one, Words of Wisdom.
Yeah.
And then The Old Neighborhood is the next track.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a Philly guy.
He is a Philly guy.
I think this is
bit.
It looks like it's
when I was 6
not
or 7,
stand-up.
my grandfather said to me,
David, if you ever see a man wearing new shoes, follow him, for he is a wise man.
I resolved never to forget his words. A couple of years later, I saw a middle-aged man walk by me. He had gray streaks in his hair, was wearing a dark suit and tie, and brand new, shiny black imported shoes. I had never seen such beautiful shoes in my whole life. Remembering what my grandfather had told me, I followed him. After about 2 blocks, he walked into an alley. I followed a safe distance behind. The man stopped. I stopped, pressed tightly against the backyard fence. The man with the magnificent new shoes then urinated into a garbage can. At that moment, not only did I realize that not everything my grandfather told me was true, but a cynic was born.
Interesting way
Ladies
to start a
and
comedy
gentlemen,
album.
David Brenner.
You know, I will say, but if you could just pause, I don't want to miss anything, but it is interesting because now comedy specials, everyone is like opening with their closer so people don't turn it off. Starting that way is so...
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not up on it.
That's like what analytical streamer decided is everyone should open with their closer because to retain the audience. And to open with that on this album, I'm like,
That was his
skip,
closer.
turn it off.
Yeah.
That's his closer. Yeah.
That was his closer. He was ahead of his time.
Well, there were no analytics back then, and he was just doing what he wanted to do.
Yeah. And we're all laughing.
Oh, yeah, we're in the Northeast. You're kidding. You steal my bike, you bitch? I still have your hubcaps. Yeah, I'm from 4th and Dickinson, around the corner from Mount Sinai Hospital. Remember that place? Raunchiest hospital in America. No one ever came out of there. Even visitors, they went in. Yeah, I lived at 4th, next to the Lamorgia brothers. Oh my God, the Lamorgia brothers. God almighty, toughest family in South Philadelphia. My father moved next door to them. I was afraid of their porch. You would be too. How would you like to live next door to 9 brothers? 9 Lamorgia brothers. They were 3 months apart. And one sister, wait a minute, let's not forget Teresa. Teresa Lamorgia. Every day, Teresa Lamorgia had to brush her hair 100 times. Every day, 100 times. Then she'd do the other leg.
Italians.
Yeah. No, I get it. Like I would give him a line
was
too.
cute, actually. She was
9
cute. The boys were
brothers,
ugly.
each more Italian than the last.
Being ugly and being mean. Now, these were the ugliest 9 kids you ever saw in your life. At Halloween, the mother just put a rubber band from one ear to the other.
Applause break. They hate the Lamorgias.
My parents are old. They always were old. Always old. Yeah, because I'm an accident baby. You know what that is. What are you snickering? Come on, especially you ladies, you know. Accident baby. That's where your mother runs to the hospital, thinks she has gas. Doctor says, you know you have legs on your gas? Do you know I got teased about that more than anything? The minute I stepped out of the house, all the kids would come up. Hey, here comes a mistake-o. It only bothered me till I got older, then you learn about life and you realize everyone's a mistake. Why should I be upset? What do you think? You were planned? Do you really think your parents said, let's go upstairs and make Bob? Come on. Please, if it weren't for parties and alcohol, none of us would be here. What? I don't care what day you were born on, you were started on a Friday or Saturday night. Just in my case, it was so obvious because of the age difference. I mean, my mother, well, I can't tell you how old my mom is. That isn't nice, right? That isn't nice. I'll just tell you that she changed life twice before I was born.
She changed lights twice.
But I'll tell you how old my father is, because to give you an idea of what an accident was, what a good man he was. My father, on the 18th of this month, coming up, my father is going to be 87 years old. Yeah, isn't that something? Yeah, and you should see him, you wouldn't believe it. Doesn't wear glasses and no hearing aid. He can't see or hear, that's not the point. Has all his hair and he stands straight and he runs. We don't know why, but he runs. Yeah, that's what I remember. Everyone was old. I have a brother who's 21 years older than I am. No, that's the truth. I mean it. I thought he was my father till I was about 11. Then I said, well, who the hell's that real old one in the corner? What, are we opening a museum here? What the hell is it? I think mothers are weirder than fathers. Don't you think so? Oh, yeah, especially when it comes to
This
children.
doesn't
how they
sound
treat
very
a child. What is the
cynical
difference
about
between a mother and a
Keane.
child and the treatment of a child, a mother and a father?
But he was
when it
born
comes
a
to the
cynic.
children, how they treat them, like mothers are so different. Like mothers, like why are you always angry?
Yeah,
Why
what
are you
year
always
is this
angry?
from?
Sometimes you even wake up angry. Good morning. Something like that. Right? And then they walk around the house.
1983. So he's like already like super like he's already like reached his like top
Yes.
Oh, recorded at Brooklyn Center for the Performing Arts at Brooklyn College.
I'll get out of here.
No.
That's where I took the date. Maybe I was in the audience.
You were in the audience for this show?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No.
So you saw him before you had already started doing stand-up?
No, well, let me think.
Because you started at 17.
I auditioned a few weeks at the Improv. I couldn't take it, and then quit for 3 years. So I in 75. I auditioned for 6 weeks in a row at audition night at the Improv, then quit and came back when I was 20.
So 78. So you're 5 years into comedy now. Right,
Yeah.
when he's doing this. So
Yes.
you're a big swinging dick in New York.
Well, New York was weird because you could be not a big deal, but you could be one of the people and you only have to do 15, 20 minutes because you'd run around. There was Catch the Improv, Comedy U, all these places, and you could make a living just even middling New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut. When I came to L.A., when I first moved here, there was a writer's strike, so I couldn't even audition. So to afford to live in L.A., I had to leave L.A. because they didn't have local things.
Yeah.
And it was like, I wasn't used to Tempe having to do an hour, because I had, let's say, a Letterman credit.
Yeah, so then you were immediately headlining.
I was headlining, and they were switching me with the middle, or I was bombing, or because I had some credits, but I wasn't used to headlining. I hated that Tuesday through Sunday shit. 3 45-minute sets on a Saturday, and oh man, I hated it. And just being, just generic stuff I'm saying, where you're in Arizona, there's nothing but a mall and it's a heat wave.
Yeah.
And I wasn't used to that.
Oh God, there's no. Were you actually?
There's no middle ground, literally.
Were you actually demoted? Because I actually got demoted once, and it was like
A few times, or sometimes they give me a break. Go, we're cutting you. We're going to cut you back, and I'd always feel I won the lottery. Or even when I headlined, when they say, Fred, we got bad news. You only got to do. We need you only 25. I'm sorry. And this is my low self-esteem. When I first did one of my first headlining jobs in Virginia Beach, they were lining up for the next show like an hour before, and some of them were coming from work with like a Foot Locker, shirt, and I felt sorry that I was their weekend. That they're waiting an hour. I felt sorry for them. That's not a good headlining confidence.
No, I agree though. When I was headlining, I always felt really bad for anyone who paid for the ticket.
Yes.
Like the people who got the buy one get one free, and they got to see I don't know, Dane Cook.
They'd always, they'd always be disappointed when I do the radio show because they used to hey, and some headliner, and I'd come. I remember I did San Antonio, and I said, I don't know much about country music. I know the Gambler broke even. That's not so bad. They said, and they complained to the club. He laid an egg. So I never knew how to do morning radio as the headliner.
Well, I think you're supposed to just talk down to them. That everyone that I ever saw succeed doing it was they just gave them shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm taking it.
Yes.
All of a sudden they're oh, you're more of a whipping boy than the whipping boy we actually have on staff.
Now we have
It's called
one
whipping
thing
boy.
Norm did. Let me ask you if he did it to you. See, he would always say, "Could you do more? Could you do an hour?" I don't have an hour. Or he would encourage people at Irvine. So he would think he wanted them to do longer, so he only had to do a short set.
Yeah.
But he ended up doing 2 hours anyway.
He would always. He would be
He
like,
would
yeah, right.
encourage everyone to do long, so he didn't have to. Right?
Yeah, no, it was a never-ending show. He
Yeah.
would be like, yeah, come on, do 30.
Yeah.
And I'm I don't think they want me to do 30.
Yeah, right.
The
Yes.
crowd, the club.
Right, he would
Me?
he kept saying to do more.
Yeah.
He goes, "Come on, do longer," and then there was in Irvine. I won't say the guy's name. This comedian who's trumpets. He's autistic, and
Yeah.
he would show up. He
Well,
goes, "Do longer, do longer." So this guy's autistic, and he's pretending like he claps his knees like he thinks is what comedians supposed to do, but he talks, I'm autistic, I like collecting things, I like porn. So then I have to follow him. Oh, it looks like two autistic people in a row.
Should we not say the guy's name?
No, Keith.
Yeah, Keith.
You know the Keith stories?
Yeah, no, Keith. Well, yeah, Keith would open in Irvine. He's like related to Patrick Warburton.
Okay.
And he like loved Norm so much, and like I'll never forget like the second time I met him, the second weekend. He has like blonde hair and he's kind of chubby like me.
Yeah.
And then he was wearing the exact same outfit that I had worn like the first weekend with him. And then Norm's like, he's single white female like you. He's like, he's probably going to murder you when you're on stage. It got in my head. And I was believing it the entire time.
But he again, I was bombing because it looked like, why does he have two autistic people in a row?
Of course.
Yes.
Oh, it's a night of no eye contact.
I had something similar, like Norman said, back when they knew they could, before Rip Comics Off, there was a show in 1990 called London Underground. It was first.
No.
I don't feel bad if I yawn. But now he's up all night doing writing sessions. Look at the fucking guy. I'm doing Norm. But it was like they paid comics $5,000 and first class, like Norman said, they didn't know they could give us anything $700.
Yeah.
So I had to follow Emo Phillips. And then I'm bombing, and it was the same thing. Like I'm doing a poor man's version, two American guys in a row.
They're like, "What is happening in America?"
Yeah, and I'm bombing because they go, "We just already saw that guy." Emo did better because he's in. Something wrong with me. Yeah, and then I'm doing it, but not talking weird. Like the other guy had a better character.
Well, yeah, his was a character where he's kind of, and the jokes are a lot about like why he is the way he is.
And I'm out there just seeing there's something off. They go, this guy hasn't developed his act like the other guy.
Like looking at the things on the table with the upcoming acts. Going like, is there some kind of like Special Olympics fucking talent show?
But in Chicago, I opened for Ellen DeGeneres.
Brag.
Oh no, she did one weird thing where. So I'm just walking the streets, I don't know what to do. And she's in not a limo or something. And, hey, Fred, want to come along? I'm doing a radio show. Yeah. So then I'm sitting next to her and she's talking. I'm this week at the Chicago Improv. She doesn't say, sitting next to me is my middle act. No acknowledgement. Like, I wasn't going to take the mic. Oh, I'm funnier. But she didn't even say, oh, by the way, I got a middle act, Fred Stoller. You should see him. No acknowledgement.
She just wanted you to sit there.
She just wanted me to go.
Like a dog.
Thought I needed a ride, yes.
Well, I'll say it right now. It was harder for being a lady back then.
Yeah.
She was just being part of the feminist movement.
I guess.
Which we are for on the Off the Records podcast.
No, but she was... she was. It was weird, but I had a good. This was 88 or 89, so I had a good opening joke. Chicago, you got a good basketball team. I like him. Michael Jordan.
That's pretty good.
Yes,
that's good.
Yeah. So
did you know Ellen was gay back then?
Well, this is funny. So, like, people kind of knew in the business. So the opener. I mean, the headline goes, "I'm sorry, Ellen. I have to do my opener. I have to do my opening bit. I got to do it. I apologize." What? Then he goes up, and he dykes in the audience. Like, he apologized, but he couldn't not do it.
Right. Yeah, it's too good.
I need that.
I need that. It really gets
the foundation for my next 30 minutes. Wait, so he was the what? The
local guy.
Oh,
the MC.
The MC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I told you this before, but no, I'm repeating myself. I'm a repeat guy repeating myself. When I came from New York, the big deals were the MCs.
Oh, yeah.
It was Barry Diamond, Robert Wall, Jimmy Brogan, Larry David. Yeah. And so then I didn't understand that the MCs were the bottom of the totem pole.
Oh, when you're on the road.
At the Improv.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're kissing this guy's ass.
Did you ever hear?
I got to talk to this dyke guy.
Did you ever hear Norm's story that Robert Wall was kissing the ass of Chris Farley's brothers, Kevin and John Farley. Someone said he thought they were the Farley brothers.
Oh,
that's
Dumb and Dumber.
so funny.
And he was kissing their ass for like an hour. Kevin Farley, he goes, "Yeah, I love your movies." He goes, "What movies? What? Oh man, your movies are so good." He goes, "Movies."
Well, let's see what. Should we see how David Brenner closes
Yeah.
on this,
Yeah,
or should
let's
we
see what his
listen to? Yeah, let's see what his closer's like.
He kind of looks like the Fonz in this picture of him in a tuxedo, but that might be anti-Semitic. Of
He's
me.
definitely a because the Fonz is Jewish. Well, but he was
is.
Italian on TV.
He was Italian on TV, but also that was one of my favorite things about 1970s like film and television is Italians and Jewish people were completely interchangeable.
Yeah, well, like I said, with the chain and the shirt open.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Penny Marshall, Laverne DeFazio.
Yeah, well, Penny Marshall not Jewish.
Oh, she's not?
No, she's Italian.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, it's so crazy because
that is wild. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I just assumed. I guess that's anti-Semitic to assume that.
Yeah, here's how you know if somebody is Jewish or not. Listen to the Hanukkah song.
Well, just George Costanza was supposed to be Italian,
Yes,
which Neil Brennan doesn't know about.
yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't even know who George Costanza is.
Oh, right. Yeah. 'Cause I don't think we talked about that on the show.
But David Brenner, he died in 2014, and he was born in 1936. So I remember reading about how he was lying about his age for most of
Yeah, he was in advertising for a while.
Yeah, so he started late, but pretended that he didn't,
Yes.
which I think is so cool.
Yeah.
that you could do that back then, and I don't think you could do that now.
Well, you can't lie about you can't even you can't have a blind date these days because I had two women listening to as many podcasts trying to figure what's wrong with him. How come he's never been married? They were looking for clues on podcasts. So,
Well,
yes,
well, there's a few.
Yeah.
yes, but yeah, you can't have a blind date now. Well, especially if you've been on stuff because they just will watch everything and you go, I'm listening to things. I hope she didn't listen to this one. And
Oh yeah, no, that would be terrifying to me because of the freedom I feel on podcasts to say stuff.
Yeah.
and then if you had a woman judging you, yes.
Yeah.
Is this album available for streaming?
Let me check.
I'm going to say probably.
There's a chance. It's on MCA.
Now, have you had people complaining that you guys talk too much? They want more of the album.
This is streaming. No one's ever asking for more of the album.
Yeah. Although we'll check out this album. It might be great. We really didn't listen to any of it this time. We could pick pick a
thing I won't talk.
Well, let's see. The closer's called Favorite Joke. That could be a street joke, maybe.
It
Yeah,
could
that's
be.
like when Norm
So why
did.
don't we do
what
the
was
last
Norm's
two?
joke? The Billy Jelly joke? Or,
There's a Dirty Billy.
Yes.
And then he would also do the pumpkin head with the genie, the guy wishing for a big old fucking pumpkin head.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's a great joke.
I made a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll never.
And is Dirty Billy the big fucking rat or something?
There's so many.
Yeah.
Dirty Johnny. Dirty Johnny.
Spell rat.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he did the big old fucking pumpkin head when we were at like the American Comedy Company in San Diego, and Steve Martin and Paul Simon saw his name and they came to the show, and like when he got off stage, I was like, Steve Martin and Paul Simon are here, and he goes, what? And I'm like, no, they're here and they want to like come meet. He's like, but I close a big old fucking pumpkin head. He's like, what do I say? Do I say that I don't have material? I'm like, no, just say that you do that to fuck with people or something. He was like panicking that they thought that he was going to be like a hack for doing that.
That's why they stopped in to see him, because they're like, oh, I bet he sucks. I bet he's going to do some hack bullshit.
He better not end on a street joke.
Like, I'm sure they'd been exposed to his stand-up at some point. Okay, so the last two tracks are called Obit for Obituary. Oh, that's got an asterisk next to it, so it's only 20 seconds long, but that's probably
that means he does
thing.
Chinese voice.
This is a true story. He walks over to me, he grabs a hold of the microphone and goes, number 84.
That's the end of the other joke.
Class.
I actually know the bit he just did.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Should we see who does it better?
All right, let me do it. Then he can play
Okay,
it.
then I'll play it. Yeah.
So I go to a place to get something to eat, let's say Astroburger, and I'm the only one there. And then he takes my order, and he goes, number 84. Is that it? Let's see if I did it as good.
Okay, so in L.A., God forbid you get hungry like past 11 o'clock at night, right? Look, people are applauding getting hungry. I don't believe this. If you get hungry past 11 o'clock at night, your choice is what? You can go to the ocean, stick your head in and suck a fish. Let's be honest here.
Suck a fish.
One night I finished doing a Tonight Show. I finished, and I go back to the hotel, and nothing's happening. I'm not a big television viewer, and I'm getting bugged. I don't feel like reading, Well, maybe I'll go to bed early, force myself into a 2 o'clock in the morning sleep, and it's not happening. So, and I start getting hungry. And normally I'm in L.A. and I get hungry. I say, all right, just forget it. You know what I mean? This time I said, no. It is uncivilized that a human being wants to eat at 2 o'clock in the morning and can't find a place. I get up, I get out and go in the car, and I'm going to search for a restaurant that's open. An hour later, lo and behold, on Sunset Strip, I see one of these hamburger places. Great. I park the car, I go up to the window. They had a little window there, and had a little bell, those little bells they have on counters, ding, ding, ding. And I can see the stoves and the ovens and all. And I wait, and a fellow comes to the window. And I said, hi, I'd like to have a cheeseburger medium rare and an orange soda. He says, you order at the next window. It's about 4 feet away. So I walk over to the next window.
Gonna be the same guy?
The same fella comes along. May I help you? I said, if you're still interested. I'd like to have, same thing, a cheeseburger, medium rare, and an orange soda. Thank you. He says, do you have your ticket, your number? I said, no, where do I get the number? He said, at the window you were at is the number. So I walk back to the first window, and it's like a bakery shop thing, and I take a number. Number 84, okay. Now I walk back to the second window and I give him my ticket. I'd like to have a cheeseburger, medium rare, and an orange soda. And now tell me, where do I pick it up? I don't care where the window is, 20 blocks away. I'll drive anywhere to the window. You tell me which window in this city is going to serve the food. He said, just get it served you at the first window. Now we both walk back to the first window. And I watch him make my cheeseburger. He finishes, he wraps it up, he puts it in the bag, he puts the orange soda in the bag. This is a true story. He walks over to me, he grabs a hold of the microphone and goes, number 84.
That was close.
You were close. He made a meal of it.
Yes.
You seem like you were rushing to the punch.
This goes into the closing bit. That was great, though.
That's a good bit.
That also...
One night on The Tonight Show, I was suddenly asked how I'd like to die if I had a choice. I replied, I don't know how I'd prefer to die, but I'd like my obituary to start off, yesterday, the world's richest and only 900-year-old man passed away.
That's that whole bit.
This seems to be the joke most people ask me to tell. It's a true story. Actually, it happened to me twice within a week and a half. This is the dumbest thing anyone ever said to me. I love dumb things people say. I love it. I love it. The dumbest thing anyone ever said to me. Right? Happened in New York City. It could have been anywhere in the world. I was sitting on a subway. I was sitting on a newspaper. And a man came over. He said, are you reading that paper?
Titular trap.
Titular.
I don't know what to say. What are you going to say? You're nearsighted? What are you going to say? I just stared at him. The second time it happened to me, I was ready. I said yes, stood up, turned the page, and sat down again. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Good night.
That's a good joke.
You know, I realized something. I like David Brenner a lot, But as I get older, I rather like remember stuff than listen. My attention span.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I haven't. What we heard, I think that's great. You know, this kind of comedy. Well, I shouldn't say people aren't doing
It's
that.
like
but
he's a funny guy. It's like
he's a
the
funny guy
at the party.
But that's I think that's a funny story about the hamburger window guy.
Great.
It's great. That's like
I
I'm going to do it
interrupted
tonight
too
at the Improv.
You didn't interrupt at all in that one.
No, you didn't.
You know, it's one of my favorite Brenner bits. Maybe you did hear. First time he did the Tonight Show, flies back to New York. Maybe was in New York. He's on the subway. Someone goes, "You're funny," and he goes, "Thank you." Then the guy turns to everyone, "You're funny, you're funny," and he's the only one who stood up and bowed.
Well, that's like that Dat fan Rodney Dangerfield joke.
What's that?
Well, it's not a joke. I told it on a recent podcast, but Henry Phillips. Rodney Dangerfield was super old.
Are you familiar with Rodney?
Yeah, have you ever heard of Rodney? Take too many liberties. Or what did he tell you?
This is like Norm's favorite story.
I don't know why he loves the Liberty stuff. He's repeated it on Stern, everything.
It like literally like I was in 7 different rooms with him, and it would bring up.
I don't understand I'm flattered. It was weird.
Maybe because he's just like it's a weird thing. I don't know. It's
it
just
is a
funny.
weird thing.
You take too many liberties.
Well, I think like the first time he ever told me it, I think I was taking too many liberties on stage, and he.
But like in what sense? Just kind of going off book and being.
I guess
like,
I was low key and non sequiturs.
Yeah.
Well, how were you taking?
I was
liberties?
doing non sequiturs. I actually I used to have a joke like that, like the back and forth with the hamburger guy, but it was about there was like a 6 months period that I had this joke. Flea quit the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay. I already like it.
Yeah, and so I did this whole long build of like my whole plan to replace Flea in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and literally it was like a 7-minute bit, and I only wrote it specifically to waste 7 minutes of time in my act. And ultimately, the punchline was like after the 8th album I've recorded with them as their new bassist, I finally have the courage to start making suggestions. And my one suggestion is we should break up.
That's a liberty.
It was a liberty.
It was a liberty. Well, Fred, are you you do a lot of cartoon voices? Do you have anything to promote, or are you doing any shows? Are you doing?
No, but you know what you should.
What?
You should have a thing where. Like, I have nothing to promote.
No, neither do I. Sean does.
But let's say in 6 months I have something where I could go back and insert myself, like I'm plugging Baba. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Where I could be able to insert something after the fact.
We can do that.
We can do that.
I got
listen,
I have access to all the tapes.
Yeah, you just cut. If you have something in 6 months, be like, "Hey, I'm the new Baba Booey."
See, you guys, this is a lot of fun, really, because I'm talking a lot.
Yeah.
But I hate when two things they lie. They say, "Fred, I have 20 million people that listen to my podcast," and you see the YouTube thing. It got 4 likes.
Yeah.
There's this one guy. Oh, he got.
Don't judge us.
We
on
have
our
4
YouTube.
listeners, but they get 20 million likes.
But I'm enjoying. Well, listen, I'm enjoying it. But they go. I like when they go. I hate when they go. You could plug anything you want. Anything you want to go to a diner, have something to lunch. You could plug anything you want. Maybe someone at the next table will hear it. I hate when they go. Like they do me a favor. You could plug anything. You know, like no, it's not. Yeah, like Joe Rogan or something.
I'd like to plug Joe Rogan's podcast.
I mean,
yeah, I think that is what Fred is plugging right now.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Joe Rogan
Listen to
podcast.
Joe Rogan.
I'm plugging. Maybe there'll be something. I hope I'm doing. I'm plugging the hope.
Okay.
That at some point I'll have something to plug.
Yeah, there you go. Same here.
Yeah, same here.
It's just.
I'm not plugging anything.
You're not going to plug Strip Law again?
Watch Strip Law on Netflix.
Well, watch Strip Law. Listen to this podcast. Tell your friends about this
like
podcast.
It. Write a review.
We're coming up the home stretch. This is
Yeah.
one of the last ones.
All right, this was fun.
Yeah, then Fred, first 2-timer.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for Fred, and thanks for listening, everybody.